Welcome back to another session of tenses. In this session, we will talk about the past tense. It's also known as simple past tense. We use it whenever we want to talk about the past and we don't have any special situation. In this lecture, we will learn about the usage and the formulation of all the four kinds of past tense. Let's talk about the usage of its first type, that is known as simple indefinite past tense. Finished actions, states, or habits in the past. With finished actions, states, or habits in the past, when we have a finished time word like I went to the cinema yesterday. With finished actions, states, or habits in the past, when we know from general knowledge that the time period has finished, like Leonardo painted the Mona Lisa. With finished actions, states, or habits in the past that we have introduced with the present perfect or another tense, like I have hurt my leg, I fell off a ladder when I was painting my bedroom. For stories or list of events, like he went to a cafe, people were chatting and music was playing. He sat down and ordered a coffee. Unreal or imaginary things in the present or future. Talk about things that are not real in the present or the future, like if I won the lottery, I would buy a house. Let's talk about the formulation of the simple indefinite past tense. It starts with affirmative sentence like I wrote a letter, he wrote a letter. Let's check the format of these two sentences. Any subject having the usage of second form of a verb and object. The next one is negative sentence like I did not write a letter. He did not write a letter. If we check its format, then it will be like this: subject, helping verb, did, not, first form of a verb, and object. The next type of a sentence is interrogative with auxiliaries. Helping verb. For example, did I write a letter? Did he write a letter? Its format will be like helping verb will be did and the subject along with the usage of second form of a verb and object and the sign of interrogation. The next type of sentence is interrogative with WH words. Examples like why did I write a letter? Why did he write? The format of these sentences is WH word, helping verb did, subject, first form of verb, and object, and the end of a sentence is with the question mark sign. The next kind of past tense is past continuous tense. When should I use past continuous? Past continuous is using for an action in the past which overlaps another action or a time. Like at 3 o'clock, I was working, means I started before 3 o'clock and finished after 3 o'clock. Temporary habits or habits that happen more often than we expect in the past, like he was always leaving the tap running. To emphasize that something lasted for a while, like he was reading all evening. Remember, you can't use this tense or any continuous tense with stative verbs. Let's talk about the formulation of past continuous tense. It starts with affirmative sentence like I was writing a letter. He was writing a letter. We were writing a letter. Let's check the format of these sentences. Subject, any person having the usage of helping verb was or were with first form of a verb ing and object. The next one is negative sentence like I was not writing a letter. He was not writing a letter. We were not writing a letter. If we check its format, then it will be like this: subject, helping verb was or were, not, first form of a verb ing and object. The next type of sentence is interrogative with auxiliaries. Helping verb. For example, was I writing a letter? Was he writing a letter? Were we writing a letter? Its format will be like helping verb will be was or were, and the subject with the usage of first form of verb ing, and object, and with the sign of interrogation. The next type of sentence is interrogative with WH words. Examples like, why was I writing a letter? Why was he writing a letter? Why were we writing a letter? The format of these sentences is WH words, helping verb, was were, subject, first form of a verb, ing, and the object, and the end of sentence is with a question mark sign. The next kind of past tense is past perfect tense. When should I use past perfect? A finished action before a second point in the past. For example, when we arrived, the film has started, means the film started first, then we reached. Something that started in the past and continued up to another action or time in the past. Like, on the 20th of July, I had worked here for 3 months. To talk about unreal or imaginary things in the past, like, if I had known you were ill, I would have visited you. Let's talk about the formulation of past perfect tense. It starts with affirmative sentence like, I had written a letter. Let's check the format of these sentences. Subject, any person having the usage of helping verb, had with the third form of verb, and object. The next one is negative sentence. I had not written a letter. He had not written a letter. If we check the format, then it will be like this. Subject, helping verb, had, not, third form of a verb, and object. The next type of a sentence is interrogative with auxiliaries, helping verb. For example, had I written a letter? Had he written a letter? Its format will be like, helping verb will be had, and the subject with the usage of third form of a verb and object and with the sign of interrogation. The next type of sentence is interrogative with WH words. Examples like, why had I written a letter? Why had he written a letter? The format of these sentences is WH word, helping verb, had, subject, third form of a verb, and object, and the end of a sentence is with a question mark sign. The next kind of past tense is past perfect continuous tense. When should I use past perfect continuous? Something that started in the past and continued up to another action or the time in the past. Like, I had been walking for hours when I finally found the house. Something that finished just before another event in the past and used to show a result at a time in the past. Like, the children had been playing and so the room was a mess. Let's talk about the formulation of past perfect continuous tense. It starts with affirmative sentence like, I had been writing a letter since morning. He had been writing a letter since morning. Let's check the format of these two sentences. Subject, helping verb had, been, first form of a verb plus ing, object, since or for, then time. The next one is negative sentence like, I had not been writing a letter since morning. He had not been writing a letter since morning. If we check its format, then it will be like this. Subject, helping verb, had, not, been, first form of a verb plus ing, object, since or for, and time. The next type of sentence is interrogative with auxiliaries, helping verb. For example, had I been writing a letter since morning? Had he been writing a letter since morning? Its format will be like helping verb had, subject, been, first form of a verb plus ing, object, and with the sign of interrogation. The next type of sentence is interrogative with WH words. Examples like, why had I been writing a letter since morning? Why had he been writing a letter since morning? The format of these sentences is WH word, helping verb had, subject, been, first form of a verb plus ing, object, since or for, plus time. and the end of a sentence is with the question mark sign. That's all about past tense. Hope everything is clear. Thanks.